and we will put your fat in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that.
Whoa, Nelly. We're losing hydraulic pressure. Divert all power to the loading bucket. Full power.
Sam, welcome back to the program. I love having people who are professionally right back on the program, especially to do like little touchdown dances when they are right. And you were right. And so I guess there should be major kudos to you and no surprises this morning from you when this was handed down late last night.
Correct. But let's get past the political fray, because I've been watching all of these broadcasts. 99% of these pundits don't even know the case that they're talking about. They're just headline lazy. They just read the headline and they go on the air and they wing it. Okay. You put me on the air. You examined me for like half hour. You asked probing questions and we got to where we have to be. So let me get started with this one. Okay. First of all, we flagged this in February of 2025, this specific property, which is her Peroni Avenue property in Virginia. Okay. How was it found? I was looking at her campaign finance filings, and I noticed that the property, which had no mortgages on it until 2023, all of a sudden was encumbered by mortgages at twice the value of the property. So what did I do? I ordered a title report, and I found she bought the property in 2020, and there was a mortgage entered into 2020 when she bought the property. The mortgage that they're claiming that she defrauded now, right? That mortgage was never disclosed in the financial filings with New York State. Okay, but the two mortgages that were disclosed in the financial filings in New York State were unrecorded. They didn't show up in the property records. So that property, okay, she takes a mortgage, right? When she buys the property, she doesn't disclose it to New York State as she should have, right? When she purchased the property, and the property had a clause: is this going to be your primary residence, your secondary residence, or an investment property? She said it was going to be her secondary residence. And what did she do? Right out of the box, and it's right there. It's right there. She started renting out the property. In other words, she treated it as an investment property, but it wasn't an investment property according to the way that she got the loan. She had to get permission from the bank to treat it as an investment property. She did not. And as a result, she got a better rate as a secondary home than as an investment property. Now, let me just finish. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be superseding indictments on her other properties, Sterling Street property, her Brooklyn property, and there's going to be a DOJ investigation into the efforts of certain people within the Virginia U.S. Attorney's Office to obstruct justice in this case and to leak information to the media that was going on within the office.
Wow. So they're just getting started. This is just the appetizer.
This is just the appetizer. That's all it is. It's just, throw it out there. There's going to be plenty more. Okay. This is like the smallest item in the entire case.
Sam, you're one of the world's experts on this case. You've been professionally correct on our program about this case. So can you please tell me about Sterling and Brooklyn? What's going to happen there?
Okay. Sterling Avenue, when she was going after Donald Trump, okay, this is August of 2023. She's preparing for the trial. She applies for a mortgage on a property she was buying with her niece, right? On August 2nd, she says, this is not going to be my primary residence. On August 3rd, the mortgage broker writes her back. It's on the application that it's not going to be your primary residence. But during that 14-day period until the loan got approved, okay, she signs a specific power of attorney. Go that way, that way, that way. I hereby declare it's going to be my primary residence. I intend to occupy this property as my primary residence. Now, everybody's saying, well, she said it's not going to be a primary residence. Yeah, but she lied after she said it. She changed her mind. In other words, everybody's got the order wrong. That's what I'm talking about. All of these pundits, they don't even understand the damn case that they're talking about. And they're the ones getting paid. Nobody's paying me to do this crap. In any case, okay, August 2nd, August 3rd, she tells the truth. August 17th, she lies. Between that period, the loan got approved. What probably happened is, and I guarantee you, this is an educated guess, but I'm good at guessing. I would say that during that 14-day period, her loan went through the automated underwriting system and got kicked out multiple times. In other words, they wouldn't accept the loan based upon her not being a primary resident.
But she ended up getting the loan.
She ended up getting, well, not only that, but the power of attorney that said it was a primary resident, going to be a primary residence, was filed with the mortgage and the property records. That's how I found that. I looked at other properties. I pulled the title reports. I looked at the mortgages. I said, what the hell's going on here? The third one is the Brooklyn property.
Yes.
Okay. She claims that she's always used the property as a 4-unit property, even though the certificate of occupancy says it's 5 units. Well, guess what? In New York City, okay, the government has very, very strict rules about occupancy. The certificate of occupancy rules, okay? You can't take a 5-unit building and on a whim make it a 4-unit building. You can't take a 4-unit building and on a whim make it a 5-unit building. You have to get permission from the Department of Buildings, who has to inspect the property to make sure you're in line with the code. So when she's saying it's always been a 4-unit building, she is lying to everybody. It's a 5-unit building. She should have disclosed it was a 5-unit building. And as a result of all of this, she got better rates on the mortgage because a 5-unit building is considered a commercial property. She probably lied on the insurance applications too. So she probably committed mail fraud with the insurance companies too. Now, she says it's always been a 4-unit building, but look at that screen again. You'll see that depending upon her whims, sometimes she says it was a 1 to 2-story building, 1 to 2 family building, 1 to 3 family building, and a 4-family building. She doesn't even remember her own damn lies.
The problem with being a liar is that you have to remember the lies, Sam. You really get caught in trying to do the cover-up. That's how all of these people go down. The cover-up is what brings them down.
There was also an attempt at a cover-up. 2 people from our office leaked information to MSNBC. Okay, it was in the news the other day. That the prosecutor that was handling the case, not the chief prosecutor that was appointed by Trump, one of the people that were within the office. And she was, they said that she intends to tell her boss that there's no case here. Okay. Now, how do you leak information to the press before the boss even gets the report? And besides, it's an ongoing investigation. At least 2 U.S. laws have been broken here. Now, with that in mind, okay, there's going to be a DOJ investigation into obstruction of justice. Somebody's been trying to sabotage this case.
Sam, what do you think will be the result here? There are some pundits, as you said, I don't listen to them. I want you on my program, right? I haven't booked the other pundits. I want you. You're the one who's been honest about all of this and who has all the documentation
On my
back
blog,
up.
On my blog,
there's a lot of pundits.
Right.
A lot of pundits, Sam. A lot of pundits, Sam, they're like, well, she could get out of it this way. She could get out of it that way. What's your prediction about the end result here, Sam?
I don't give a flying F what these other people say. To be honest with you, I don't give a shit. Anyway, I go by the evidence. Everything that I've uncovered, everything that I've exposed, everything that I've written is in my blog, and everything is tied into the source document, which I link to, and everybody can see what I'm talking about. I don't wing it when it comes to this stuff, okay? Yeah, people sometimes make mistakes. We're all human, but I don't wing it. I provide straight evidence. She committed mortgage fraud over a period of 42 years. With the assistance of my friend Joe Lewis, we found out as early as 1983, she's committed mortgage fraud. Okay. Goodness. 10 mortgages on a Brooklyn property were false. 5 financial statements to New York were false. 2 mortgages in Virginia had false information too. This is not an isolated incident. Okay. This is somebody that's perennially a serial mortgage fraudster. Period. That's what the evidence says. You want to talk about Trump or this? Trump hating you, Trump targeting you, I don't give a damn, okay? It doesn't matter. She committed mortgage fraud. Everything else is a sideshow to me. I'm a forensic accountant. I go by the evidence.
Yes. And the bank accounts don't lie. The money doesn't lie.
My signature doesn't lie. Her signature's
Yep.
on there. Actually, her signature does lie. But the document to which her signature on doesn't lie.
Yes. So, Sam, quickly here, what are the penalties that Letitia James, let's say she gets a fair trial, and given the demonstrable evidence that you presented here, she is found guilty. What penalties does she face?
Each time she signed a name to a bank account, each time she signed her name to a mortgage that had false information is a felony, even if it's self-punishable up to 5 years. She can be charged. Here's the thing that also people understand. She can be charged with 50 felonies, okay? And like me, back in the crazy 80 days, like my lawyer said, I can get you off of 49 felonies, but they're going to still get you on number 50. In other words, all they have to do is hang you once. So they're going to multiply the counts, right? And you'll see, will she be guilty? Well, she is guilty, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I'll say it. You want to come sue me? Sue me for libel, because I have the facts behind me. The truth is a defense. She is guilty of mortgage fraud. Whether the courts decide otherwise, that's their problem. But the documents show it, period. It's a black and white case. All of these people, this. It doesn't matter. None of these people know what the hell they're talking about.
So 5 years in prison per count, and you're saying that they could stack 50 counts here if they took the totality of the evidence.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's sentencing guidelines, and they consolidate whatever. She can end up being in jail for 5 to 10 years. Who knows?
Wow. Wild times. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. And
no, I haven't. But what bothers me is that I haven't been exposed to this part of your world, and I can't believe the bullshit that emanates out of the media. I just can't believe it.
This is why to start this all off, we actually read the indictment, every line of it. We let people decide for themselves. It's an airtight indictment. We have it up on screen. We can put it up on screen right here. And everyone's done their work here. It's been solid, but so have you, Sam. And so we're just thankful for that. We're thankful for your clarity. And again, you said I'm not getting paid a dime here. He's doing it for the love of the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's guys like this that keep our country free, that preserve our liberty by exposing criminality in our highest ranks of elected officials. Sam, right here on X, has 70,000 subscribers. You should be one of them. He's fighting for freedom and truth, more importantly, and most importantly. And so thank you, Sam. We're fighting alongside you.
Thank you for allowing me on the air to say my views on the subject, because I'm just sick and tired of the nonsense. I mean, if this is the best our country has to offer, we're in serious trouble. Imagine a national crisis, and these same people still don't know what they're talking about. This is not good for America. If I was in charge of MSNBC, CNN, I would throw all of these people out because they're worthless. They are entirely worthless.
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody who's not worthless and somebody that is worth a follow is Sam Antar. Follow him right here. Godspeed, Sam.
Godspeed to you.